No, but I said something that it would have been not look great.
Welcome to the Prisoner2Painter Podcast, stories of inspiration, where we talk about mental health, addiction, religion, becoming a business owner and self-sufficient, for what, when, where, and why. Join us and we can be your local hope dealer.
Inspiration and dedication. I came a long way from sleeping in them cages. I got my life back. I feel amazing. Life's a book, don't get stuck on sad pages. Rainy days with no money. Hard work leads to days that are sunny. Looking back, it was all needed. The problems, the pain, the trauma, the grieving. You are now tuned in to the Prisoner2Painter. Prisoner2Painter. Hard work, dedication. Rainy days, inspiration. Prisoner2Painter.
And now, a word from your local hope dealer.
We do StreamYard, so it's a multi-stream platform. Okay, I believe we are live on Facebook. So we multi-stream on one. I guess we're live on both.
Perfect. Welcome to the Prisoner2Painter Podcast. I'm Nathan McDermott.
And I'm Katie McDermott.
And today joining us is George Lyons.
What I was saying really quick.
Yep.
We multi-stream off of StreamYard, so we go on. We were doing Twitter for a while, but now we do Kick, Instagram, Twitch, our Prisoner2Painter Facebook, and also YouTube. And then we also go off of his Facebook.
Yep.
All right.
So we do a bunch.
You get around.
Yeah.
we found more success with the video casting part because like same with your show. Half of what they watch for is that they're watching, not just listening to it. That's half of the struggle. I know. So awesome. So here, it's funny. Now this has become my transition. I say it's hard to transition into the questions, so I just make weird whatever. And then, where were you born and raised?
I was born and raised in Hamtramck, Michigan.
Okay.
And I know you guys were sitting there thinking, this guy looks Polish. Yashimashi Pani. No, okay. Grandmother immigrated from Jamaica.
Okay.
And somehow they wound up in Hamtramck, and the rest is history.
Right on. Man, no, that's funny because I'm Polish, so I was like, I doubt it, Mr. Lyons.
Dupa.
Yeah, I know that one. That's funny. Did you live there most of your young life, or did you go to school there?
Yes and no.
Okay.
Lived there the majority of my life. My parents moved to Detroit, but I used to spend most of the time with my grandparents over on Yemen's in Hamtramck. Okay. So yeah, most of my growing up was in Hamtramck.
Okay. Who was the most influential person in your life growing up?
My dad.
Okay.
Yeah. And it's funny, the older I get, the smarter he was.
Yeah.
I find myself telling my son all the things I didn't listen to, but my father told me, and suddenly they sound so smart. So if you listen to Pop, you're right.
That's one piece of advice that I wish I got a little sooner. That Dad's right, Mom's right. I wish I would have learned that quicker.
But think about the fun you wouldn't have had, though.
Yeah, I know that. Well, yeah. Well, and we might not have met though in that regard, right?
Very true.
What was your demeanor like as a kid? Were you like a fun kid, an independent kid? Did you argue a lot? Get in trouble a lot?
Yes to all of that. I'm the youngest of 5 sons.
Okay.
So when you have 4 big brothers, there's certain things you learn early. Number one, you learn how to duck. And then you learn always where mommy is because that was safe base. But I was a regular kid, liked to play sports, loved boxing. I'm a boxing, even now I'm a boxing fanatic. Awesome. Played, ran up and down the street, rode my bike, tried to do like Evel Knievel and jump over things to hurt myself. That's a regular kid.
Heck yeah.
Cocky kid.
Awesome. What did Mom and Dad do for work?
Mother was a nurse who ultimately became a nursing home administrator.
Nice.
The old man worked at Chrysler. I mean, this is Motown, baby. Mm-hmm. Everybody worked in the auto industry. And I'm a UAW, baby. Go Union.
Yes, sir. Yep. Yeah, my dad's local. He's going to kill me that I don't remember his local, but he's Ford.
Yeah. Come on.
He's worked at God, I've owned your transmission for as long as I've been alive.
You
I
know.
mean, yeah.
You too were alien baby. You had good insurance.
Yes, sir, I did.
Life was good.
Yeah, until 2 years ago, they cut me off.
They cut him off 2 years ago because we had that benefit of COVID where we got married. And they let him keep his insurance and use my Medicaid as Part B. And then Medicaid was like, no more COVID insurance.
Oh my goodness. Thank God we have such a sensitive and caring government. I'll let that one go.
Yeah. Man, oh man, what was your favorite childhood memory?
God, that's a tough question. There are so many of them. Favorite memory. Favorite memory was probably a pretty painful one too. I went with my dad. I was a boxing fan.
Awesome.
March 8th, 1971. Muhammad Ali versus Joe Frazier.
No shit.
The fight. Closed circuit, Fox Theater downtown. I'm an Ali fan.
Yeah.
And Ali lost.
Yeah.
And I was heartbroken. And I went home and started a fight with my brother John, and he beat the snot out of me. It was the best and the worst of times.
Yes,
that
sir.
night. There was a lot of good times, you know. Kind of hard to distill water, to going to Boblo, going to Edgewater Park, going to Belle Isle fishing with my pop and my brothers.
Yeah.
Maxine Whitley, my first love. Oh yeah.
Perfect. My mom is going to admire this question because she does not know anybody else that has stayed in Detroit area.
Oh, I know.
And also lived in Jackson.
I'm gonna do it.
No. She is hell bent that Lafayette is the real Coney and that Jackson does not make the real Coney.
Well, listen to your mother.
Oh. That's what I'm saying.
It's a chili dog. That is a chili dog.
Yeah, see, here's where we separate the wheat from the chaff. Jackson Coney is really a decent hot dog. Lafayette is a Coney.
That is a chili dog.
Mm-hmm.
It's not supposed to be that saucy. It's chili.
And you're from Jackson, right? So I can appreciate this. How you feel?
I've also had a Coney down south that came with coleslaw.
Have you ever tried it with mustard and sauerkraut?
No, but that sounds delicious.
You gotta try that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's delicious.
Like a Jackson Coney or a chili dog?
Get out of here.
Tell your mom, yes.
Yes, sir.
Per usual, mothers are always right.
I am so sorry. That's the one opinion you get from me today.
Yeah.
I keep forgetting I'm not the one interviewing you. I'm interviewee. Forgive me.
No, you're bad. It's funny. We just got interviewed not too long ago, and I found myself asking questions. Like,
Yes.
I gotta step back. It's not my job.
Back up.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Man, no, really. This is I haven't said this in a lot of guests. I smile and I'm enthralled by people's stories, and this is why I do it. So this is great, really. What is your least favorite childhood memory? Your worst memory?
My grandmother died. She was
How old were you?
I was 8.
That's rough.
And that was the first person in my life who had died. And grandparents, I didn't know now, she was the glue that kind of held the family together.
Yep.
Family affairs were at grandma's house. Christmas was at grandma's house. Saturday night, the girls would gather with my mother and her sisters, my aunties, doing one another's hair for church. I can remember the smell of hair being sizzled in the kitchen. That kind of ended when grandma left. So yeah, grandma's dead.
Gotcha.
Rest in peace, Winifred, even Stewart.
That's awesome. What a beautiful name too, man.
She was a heck of a lady.
Yeah, I bet.
She was Jamaican too, which means that she would do bad things to you if you got in trouble.
It's funny because, and this is another reason why we do this is, there's stuff that me and you have in common that we would have never known about. My grandma came over from Poland, so she is Polish as all hell. And
couldn't speak a lick English.
Yes, and that's and it's just funny. Your grandma came over from Jamaica, mine from Poland, and also same thing. If you got on her bad side, it was just don't.
Lights out.
Yeah, just don't get on her bad side.
What was your favorite hobby as a kid? Did you have a TV show you're obsessed with? Did you play sports, drawing, anything like that?
You know what was funny is that, and this is a distinction between our generation and this generation, we weren't allowed to sit around and watch TV and the only person that had computers was Nassau.
Mhm.
You know, so you had your fun out yonder. I played a little league in little high school football. I boxed,
Yeah, you
That
said
makes
that.
sense.
Yes.
That makes sense.
and the cool thing is that I got to train at the Brewster Center, the old Brewster Projects, in the same ring that all these all-time greats and all. Muhammad Ali had boxed in that ring when he was training. Ray Robinson, if you're a boxing fan, he's the best to ever get it. Joe Louis.
Mm-hmm.
So that was a great thing I got to do. Yeah, and chase girls.
Okay.
And Chase Girl. He said in Chase Girl. I know you have a long story from where you grew up to here, and it's a disservice that I can't give you hours. So so I just want to make sure I hit all the big points. But if I skip anything, please stop me. Like if there's something that you're like, man, I really wanted to talk about it, sure, stop me. Did you have a normal school experience? Did you do prom? Like how was school for you?
School was pretty normal.
Okay.
Things got crazy. At some point, my parents were together, and I stayed with my dad.
Mhm.
And as my father died, when I was in the 11th grade,
Oh, I'm sorry.
and everything went kind of sideways.
Mhm.
My pop was the best thing a parent, you can step back, can do for a child is if a child can wake up every day of their youth and understand and know they're loved, makes a difference. And that's how I grew up, particularly with my dad. I was his only child, as a matter of fact. So I went left, and I dropped out, and I did all types of crazy things.
Okay.
And as a consequence, my life at some point looked pretty dismal.
Understood.
It did. I would have never thought I'd be sitting here as attorney Lyons, with aspirations for a judgeship. I was an uneducated guy working really weird jobs. Worked in a funeral home for years.
No kidding.
I see the vibe. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
I am a self-proclaimed connoisseur of everything creepy and macabre, so I see the vibe.
The vibe, it's there. I let the people say, well, who ties your ties? I learned how to tie ties like this in a funeral home.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough.
Yes, I learned how to do it. But yeah, my stepfather, who was a great guy too, I asked him for a tremendous sum of $10 to buy maybe a pair of All-Stars or whatever. And he took me down the street to his best friend who owned a funeral home, and it got me a job.
Nice.
And from there, I worked there forever until he died a few years ago.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So I learned how to do all types of interesting things.
Yes.
I've not found a good way to ask this question, so I'm just going to, and I don't get to ask it that much. You grew up in a different era.
Mhm.
You are clearly a man of color. Did you experience? Did you? How was life back then, and has it gotten better?
That's an interesting question, and I have to answer it in phases.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
Because growing up in Antrim, race simply wasn't an issue.
Understood.
It was a Polish African American community. Remember, most of my friends grew up with my mother, so we all knew each other. I went to a school where the teachers had taught my mother and my aunties and my brothers.
Understood.
So you didn't really run into race like that.
Mhm.
When you grow up and you move out of that cocoon, get out of that bubble,
Mm-hmm.
you ran into it. And probably more as an attorney, strangely enough, I really ran into a couple of situations that jarred me because I'm a northern kid from a predominantly African-American city as a kid anyway. So you don't get it right in your face. But I had some things happen.
Gotcha.
I remember, forgetting which town I was in, but it was in Michigan. When I first began, I had a teal green Corvette, and I thought I was the living in. And the cop stops me and he asked me whose car was I driving, and it kind of went downhill from there. So I had a few scenarios like that, but yes, it is a part of the American picture. It's something that I think has gotten better over the years, and it continues to get better.
Yes.
I think we're in a place now where there are people who preach hate
Mm-hmm.
in But America is bigger than that.
Yeah.
And we're going to grow beyond all of that.
Yeah.
And we'll learn from this period that we're going through.
I just asked that because I got put in hindsight that there's still people alive that dealt with the Holocaust. Like there's still living people that you could go and talk to them about it.
Yeah.
And I just can't believe that us as a society is like, I mean, you could go find a black person of an age and you could be like, how was it? I don't it. To me, it's the same. To me, it's the same type of knowledge seeking. And I just, yeah.
Let me give you an example. My father would tell a story. Him and my uncle Henry. Either the dad or Uncle Henry, one of the two, they had bought a new car, and they were going down south to Georgia to show it off. Probably the girls, but anybody else. And I guess they got through Kentucky, and they get stopped, and the police, they drag them out of the car, they kick the crap out of them, and set their car on fire because you people down here don't drive new cars.
Yeah.
So it's just a generation removed from that type of overt thinking. So it is a part of our history, like everything else. Like when women's suffrage is a part of our history. We don't deny it. We meld it into our future and learn from it.
Should be.
It's been 106 years since women start voting. Right? Am I right? 1920?
Yes.
Okay.
If you could go back for one day, any day in history, from now till the Big Bang, whatever, oh God, but from now till then, you could go back for one day just to observe. You can't change nothing. What day would it be and why?
Wow. You don't want to ask small questions. I think it was like you're going to ask me like how the Lyons going to do this year or something.
I mean, I'll also ask you that here in a minute.
I can answer that one. If I could go back in history and observe one thing, I think I'd like to be in the plane that was designated to drop the bomb on Hiroshima and see what those men were thinking and feeling.
Heck yeah.
Okay.
Right on. Follow-up question then. If you could have dinner with any person in history, who would it be and why?
And also, what are you eating?
Yeah, that's the big one.
That's my favorite.
Pierogies.
Right.
I think I'd like to sit down with Dr. King. And I think his favorite food was barbecue chicken and deep fried catfish or whatever. I'd eat whatever Dr. King had. But I like to just really, really listen to that man and listen to his insight and perspective on things. Have you ever read some of his writings? His letter from a Birmingham jail. It's a fantabulous man who surprisingly never lived to see 40. Think of that.
See, man, and people like you that remind me of people like him, though. So that, to me, is what is showing the world is. To me, hate will die off. That's my opinion of it. Eventually, everybody will be gray, and it won't matter. Give it 100 years, it fucking won't matter. It won't matter. It won't matter.
F-bomb.
Yeah. I do feel passionate about some of the things I say. I just got to rein it back.
Oh, but thank you. That is a compliment, sir. That is a huge compliment. Thank you very much.
Well, I feel like that is the any way to get back, like me getting back at the system. Even, I'm white, whatever, but the big getting back, I did all this to myself, so I shouldn't say that, but me getting back was doing better. So it just seems like you just made a damn good life. So it's just, I idolize that.
God has been good to me.
Yes, sir. Well, that answers my question. Has God always been a part of your story?
God has always been a part of all our stories. It took me a while to appreciate and understand that I needed God. And that thing, and praise God, he was still there with the door open to take me in.
Yes, sir.
So, we all have heard the story of the footprints in the sand, where, there were two sets of footprints and then there were only one. And why? Because God carried you through those times. My story is a little different. There are two sets of footprints and then there's some drag marks. And I know the drag marks are. That's when God dragged me away from the wrong place and the wrong people and the wrong thing and the wrong women. And so that I'm here today. It wasn't just always walking with me. because I wasn't that smart to walk we got all the time. So he pulled me. I looked behind and I go, oh God, I'm so glad you got me away from there and out of there and didn't let me do that. So yes, God is, my life is my God in my country and my family.
Yes, sir. You exemplify that from what I see on Facebook. That's my favorite quote is Matthew 6:33. It's not a quote, but my favorite Psalms. It says that the bird doesn't wake up and worry about the worm. He just knows he's going to eat. The wolf doesn't wake up and say, "Oh man, I better get my coat together. It's almost winter." They just have faith that God will provide.
But there's an old gospel song, and his eye is on the sparrow, so I know he watches me. Yeah, and he does. My family name, dwelling, derived from the Psalm 91. He who hideth in the secret place dwelleth in the shadow of the Most High. So when my ancestors were originally freed from slavery, they wanted a name. That's where the original George got that dwelling. That's my family name from that passage in Psalms. So, is that cool?
That to me, cool. That is jaw dropping to me. Sorry.
What are some historical events that you have lived through that are, either major or minor in scale that stick out in your mind?
I'm an old fart, so it's part of my bad word.
I mean, it'll fly.
It'll fly. Okay. But as a kid, one of the biggest ones I remember the riots in the late '60s as a child, and how terrified I was. And I was terrified in part, not just because of tanks rolling up and down the street, but my mother was a nurse in the emergency room at Highland Park Hospital, and she had to go through all that. And I would cry myself to sleep every night because I didn't think my mommy was going to come home. The assassination of Dr. King was jaw-dropping. It decimated our community. I think it decimated America's heart. Dr. King, I think, was probably the first African-American figure, other than Joe Louis, who was a sports hero, who touched the hearts of Black and white Americans alike. And to have him gunned down like that, I think we all took a step back and had to reconsider ourselves and our thinking. I was a kid during the Vietnam War, and you guys are young to remember this. I went to a series of funerals, and I remember the young men, and they would bury them under glass.
Okay.
So they would send them home dressed and embalmed under glass. And I remember them doing the slow salutes and the 21 gun. So, and one person, my cousin father was, I wouldn't say murdered, but killed in Vietnam when he was like 8 weeks old. And I was at the funeral, and I remember his mother, when they got to the point where they were going to give her the flag on behalf of the Secretary of the Army, the President of the United States, and our grateful nation, she pretty much says, "Go pound sand," and refused to take it.
Yeah.
And that was just, I thought, looking back as an adult, was the proper thing to do, given that in the politics of Vietnam that we know about now. But that's the really big things that I remember that was just jarring.
Who's that older Black comedian, very, very famous?
Richard Pryor?
Richard Pryor, perfect. So thank you. It was right there. He did a skit. He's God. Richard Pryor comes back as God. He says, "Okay, where's JFK? Where's JFK? I got to talk to JFK. Oh, you killed him? Oh, where's Martin Luther? I need to talk to Martin Luther. You what? You killed him? Well, where's Jesus? You what?" And it's like, and it's a skit of him like, "You killed everybody I sent to save you." And I love that man for that skit. Like he's a
genius.
He really
He
was.
was George Carlin.
Yep.
Geniuses.
Yes, sir.
Crazy as Mike Tyson on crack, but absolute geniuses.
Yep. I just couldn't imagine back in that time, the stuff he said and being Black, quite frankly, I was like, it was just impressive to me. Like I watched that skit probably 20 times. Clearly I wasn't alive for it, but I mean, like on YouTube, I was like enthralled with that.
We used to love Richard Pryor. That my parents didn't want me to go watch it, so of course I had to. The language was a little raw.
A little
raw.
Yeah.
Like raw sushi, right? It was raw. But I guess him and George Carlin would Yeah, his 6 little words. You ever watched that? George Carlin has this skit that went to the United States Supreme Court. It's called The 6 Words. There's all the words in our lexicon. These 6 words we can't use.
Mm-hmm.
And the part of the skit was censored. And it went as far as the United States Supreme Court, who said, no, you can't censor him like that. But yeah, the whole point was that there's 20 million words in our lexicon, but these, and Carter would go, these 6 over here, you can't use. Geniuses, man.
Yep.
I'm sorry, I digress.
No, this is what it's all about. I don't want to go too quick, but like clearly a lot of why you're here, what we want to talk about is you being a lawyer and you running for judge. We support everybody that comes on our show, but I genuinely think you'd be a good judge. Same with Mr. Hopkins. You both are like the ideal of you have been there. You can understand what you're going through. And Jared said it to me, so I'm going to guess that some of this might come from you. I'm not doing the time. He said that right to me. So you can do whatever you want. This is my opinion, but I'm not going to do a day in jail.
Yeah.
So
that's always been the position but that's what was taught to me.
Understood.
When you're talking to your clients, say, respect who has to do the time.
Yes, sir.
And who has to make the decision.
Mm-hmm.
But we know what you have to do as a lawyer. And I'm big on this. I'm not going to tell you what you want to hear. I'm going to tell you the truth.
Yep.
You can fire me,
but
you are not going to come back and say, oh, that son of a gun lied to me.
Yeah.
No, let's get some hard truths, some hard facts, and let's take it from there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's that. I have to give him a plug. May he rest in peace. My mentor, Daniel Reed. He taught me that. He told me this when I was a young lawyer. He said, if you are held in contempt, I will come anywhere in the state to bond you out.
Okay.
But if you're not fighting for our clients, I'll fire you on the spot. And I have lived and died by that credo.
Yes.
You got to fight the fight.
Your mom said he's right about the county.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Sorry.
Oh man, that's funny. And Scott Bertali says George was my lawyer recently. Hello, George. He's actually her friend's husband.
Outstanding. God bless you, my friend.
Awesome. So you attended Thomas M. Cooley Law School.
Thomas and McIntyre Cooley.
Awesome. So in the mid-90s, what was the most valuable lesson you learned there? Being on time, I bet.
Being on time. You know what? Here's the thing about law school. You don't learn lessons in law school.
Okay.
Because if you ain't learned them before that, you're not getting into law school. So you don't know how to study, how to properly do out your time. You're not going to do it. Because law, you need an average day in law school, particularly your first year where they're trying to kill you. Mm-hmm. You get up, you go to class all morning, and you try to squeeze in the lunch, then you go to class all afternoon, the early evening. Okay. You run back to your room and you eat a bologna sandwich. Yeah. Then you're in the library till 11 o'clock that night. Studying. You go back home and you study for another hour or two and you go to bed. My big treat every night was to watch Star Trek.
Ooh, which one?
Back then, Next Generation.
Okay.
But I love them all. I actually cut my teeth on James Tiberius Kirk.
Okay, I was gonna say.
Yes.
It says Kirk or Picard.
No,
it's Kirk or Picard.
Picard is nice, but he's just, he's Picard and Gage. That guy. But James Kirk was kissing green women and doing all kind of cool things. And he's still cool. And he's still overacting too. Bless his heart. I'm sorry, I digress.
No, this is great. This is what it's about,
also,
man.
I don't know if you knew Lucille Ball was a huge advocate for Star Trek because of women in sci-fi and media, and to get the first interracial kiss on TV.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes. He kissed Lieutenant Uhura.
Mm-hmm. And then the way that they treated her when her family was supposed to, like the end of her life, I just think they went about that all wrong.
There was still a little sexism. Here's why. Uhura was actually the third ranking person on deck. Mm-hmm. But when they went on their little missions, they never put her in charge. 2, why did the women always wear their skirts up to their butt? Mm-hmm. There was still a little sexism. Mm-hmm. And you go to Janeway, things have changed. Although you still have the crazy board chick who's stacked.
Yeah.
Don't get me on two things.
Yeah.
Star Trek and boxing, and it's over.
You gotta flirt with the norm and also perception when trying to introduce new things to people.
That's true. You have to feed baby steps.
Mhm.
But from Kirk to Janeway, they should be running by now. That's about 30 some odd years. More than that. Kirk was 68, right before the moon shot. And yeah, that was almost 50 years.
Wow.
So yes, I'm a Trekkie.
My dad's gonna love to hear that when he watches. He's gonna love that. My dad is also a Trekkie.
Live long and prosper. We even do more from Morgan Mindy chef body.
Yes,
From what I gathered, you arrived in Jackson as a law student in 1994. What was your first thought? If I got the year right, what was your first impression of the city?
Close. I came in the 93 or so.
Okay.
Being in the 94. Remember, I'm from the Hamtramck, Detroit area.
Mm-hmm.
So Jackson meant only one thing:
mm-hmm.
prison.
Yeah.
I think we are. And growing up, we thought you go down the highway, get to Jackson, it's a big prison. We never thought about it in terms of people, schools, families, parks. Mm-hmm. Golf courses, you just don't think about that. So when I first came here, it was like, whoa, there are people here who aren't locked up.
It's a city.
It's a city with kids and dogs and everything.
My favorite thing about our city is the "Don't Pick Up Hitchhikers" stickers they used to give out.
Yes, but I think those are meant to like scare the heck out, so people keep going and don't stop at all. But my first impression was it's just a small town. It was a nice little town, and it's always treated me nice.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah.
And I was a clerk for Daniel Reed, okay. And I would come down from Cooley to pick up Discovery for him, drop off motions that I wrote. Mm-hmm. Pardon me, and it was something different.
Gotcha. So is that the perks? You're just watching Suits and stuff, so I'm probably wrong, but you work your way up to being the lawyer, so now you have the other people do the paperwork, and then you just go do the lawyer stuff.
That's how they learn.
But so you learn.
Okay.
I carried Daniel Reed. I love him. I'm missing him. Just died last summer. My buddy. I started off carrying his briefcase.
Fair enough.
And I loved it.
Yeah.
Because driving to and from Jackson, all we talked about was law, and I learned. Mm-hmm. And I would draft the motion. He'd go, no, wrong. Should taught me this and that. Yeah. Nobody taught me more than anything else the stagecraft of lawyering. Okay. Knowing the law is great. Mm-hmm. It's essential. But if you can't communicate it to a jury or more a jury than a judge, but communicate it to whoever's listening to you, it really doesn't mean a whole lot. Yeah. So he taught me what to do in court, how to handle myself, how to manipulate things. Mm-hmm. And for that, because he was a master at it. Awesome. He really was a master at it. And my second partner was a master of nuts and bolts. And she taught me how to do the preparatory side of it. Mm-hmm. People don't see me before a trial up till 3 or 4 in the morning, prepping, getting ready. They see me, in front of a jury doing my thing. But the hard part, as you know, for every 1 hour I'm in court, I'm preparing 3 hours.
Mm-hmm. So. Yeah, I don't know if this is the right assessment because I've seen you in tons of cases. Are you more of a trial attorney now?
I am.
Okay, I've seen you in tons of throughout the years of being in trouble, but now but now I'm not in trouble no more. But I'm like, I think he's just a trial lawyer now.
I'm losing money.
Yeah. We've seen most recently with my dad. You were in there.
Yeah.
It was briefly. Okay. I don't remember. There was a bunch of people on the docket, but we were in there, and he was like, I thought you did trials.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I thought that's kind of what you more got into was that. So I was just cool. You probably have you ever seen the TV show Bull with
with the guy that used to be on CSI?
Yes.
No.
Okay, so it's about trial science, and I was just curious about how there is a science to picking the jurors.
There is, but every lawyer has his own thing.
Gotcha.
some of us think if it's some type of sexual assault, you want this kind of person, you don't want that kind of person. Sometimes you don't want the guy with the PhD, you want the guy with the GED. Depends on what the facts are and what you're trying to convey in context of your defense.
Gotcha.
So your strategy for picking a jury morphs from case to case.
Understood.
But it's very important that you have one.
Gotcha. Yes,
And they're all right until you lose.
Yeah, fair enough. Is it true that you started your own practice right after graduating?
No.
Okay.
I worked for Daniel Reed.
Okay.
I came right out. I worked for Daniel Reed from 96 until no problem. From 96 until he fired me in 99. Which was going to happen because you got two lawyers in a small firm, At some point, the young guy gets a little too big for his britches.
Grasshopper becomes the mentor. Yeah,
You got
yes,
it.
sir.
And we remained friends to the day he died.
Awesome. Well, then, did you start your practice in 96 then?
I started my practice in 96.
Heck yeah.
And here's what happened. He fires me. And I'm thinking, okay, what am I going to do? I don't have an office. I have no way to collect clients. However, I had been doing pretty much the Jackson part of the practice for a year or two. So everyone knew me. They didn't know him.
Yeah.
So I'm going to date myself. Now, I went to Kinko's right up here on West Ave.
I didn't know we had Kinko's.
Yeah, it was right where the Sprint store is now.
Oh, no
Okay.
kidding. Okay, yeah.
The 9 Sprint now.
T-Mobile?
No, yeah.
That was the Kinko's.
Okay.
And I went there. I had some cards made up. I had a phone put in my attic, a little shanty I used to own on the east side of Detroit. I connected the phone to the computer so that you could leave a message, and then the computer would send me a page, and I could.
No shit.
And that's how I began. My office was the back seat of a 1989 Plymouth Laser.
Nice ride.
No,
it wasn't.
no, it didn't have air conditioning. The heat worked sporadically. There was a snow tire on the front. But that's how I started doing this.
Okay.
And that's why I love Jackson, because let me just take a step back. That was 30 years ago. And Jackson was a town that owed me nothing but gave me everything. I came here, it gave me not just the practice, but my wife is from Jackson. My wife was born and raised here in Jackson. Gave me my Jackson wife. We had a bunch of Jackson kids who were born at Foot Hospital. And it gave me the desires of my heart. And although I wasn't raised here, I grew up here. Nothing grows you up more like a wife, kids, and a mortgage.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Yes.
Yeah, I know that's right.
Jackson, in that context, is my hometown, and I love it, and I'm not going nowhere, and they're going to bury me here. No time soon.
Yeah. No, man, you have such a astounding name here. I just assumed you were born and raised here. Like, your name carries weight. Like you, I make the joke, but I mean it with you and Hopkins. It's like you guys walk in, you're the heavy hitters.
We are heavy and ivory.
My goodness gracious.
Sorry about that.
I got it.
No, you guys are the heavy hitters, man. And I guess Kirkpatrick, but you two are the heavy hitters, man. Like if there's anybody, call Hopkins, call Lyons. Okay, they didn't answer, they're busy. I'd call Kirkpatrick.
Kirkpatrick is an exceptionally good lawyer, and he's my friend.
Oh, awesome.
Jared and I know we've been. That's been my guy from almost the moment I met him.
Awesome.
He's the prosecutor then.
Okay.
And we just hit it all, maybe because like he's crazy and I'm kind of crazy.
Yeah.
And we both love the law.
Yes, sir.
And we love the practice of the law. It's heady stuff, man. It's addictive, and it gives you a chance to do good things. And nothing better than running into a client who say, "You don't remember me, do you? But you did this 10 years ago, and this is what I've been doing with my life since then. Thank you." I mean, you can't buy that, So I love this town. Yeah.
Yeah, I said this to Jared. Clearly, you weren't my lawyer, but we know each other through whatever passing. But when I told him, when the years to come, I told Pittman the same thing. There's people that will say your name till the day they die.
Yeah.
Like, so your name will carry on for whoever, your Nathan for whatever, like your thing, you know, it's like somebody will say your name for the next 40, 50 years. Like I think Hopkins, Beebe, and Pittman, like that is, and I had the privilege of interviewing them all.
Oh.
Yeah, yes. I had Beebe or Jordan. Yeah, I got to interview Jordan.
Me and Sue Jordan, we have been friends. See how far back Sue and I go.
Okay.
We used to stand and smoke cigarettes between the courthouse and the jail as a young lawyer. He was a young prosecutor, and I was a young defense lawyer.
Man.
Yeah, she is an exceptional lady, an exceptional judge, and just an exceptional person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She taught me that, well, a lot of people taught me, but her firstly is that you can be a judge and still have compassion and care for people.
You have to.
Like, because I've been in front of, Grant did not give me any favors. Beebe reversed the decision when she came back from maternity leave, but oh my God, I was like, so I got to see both ends of what it can be or what it can be. Like,
well, there are judges, and Ed Grant, who I think is really a great guy, he's just a more conservative jurist.
Yeah.
A judge cannot lose sight. And you might have heard me say this a million times on my blog. The judge is a servant of the people. The people are not a servant of the judge. Yep. The judge is there to do what? To ensure that everybody gets their constitutionally guaranteed measure of justice. Your full measure of justice. Yes, and there are some judges that give you the impression that sometimes they think you're guilty to proven innocent. But that's not constitutional. It was a conspiracy to commit murder case, which not guilty. But the juror,
nice. Yeah.
and he truly was not guilty.
Awesome.
And one of the jurists I should have brought it, was an artist. And part of my closing was that my client sits here draped in a cloak of innocence. And the prosecutor quite literally has to strip it off him. And she did a drawing or what her reasonable doubt was, or what parts of the cloak they couldn't get off of him. It's really cool.
That's interesting. And he's innocent.
I'm going to get it framed one of these days.
Oh yeah.
But it's really kind of cool. I'm sorry, I went off topic.
No, that's great. No. My next question would be, before I turn it over to you, I have a problem with talking a lot. What was your favorite case? What was your favorite case you ever tried?
I had a murder case in Jackson. You might say it's the one that really kind of got me going. My guy really didn't do it. Okay. He really didn't do it. And we really went tongue and nail for a week. And I was worried. Yeah. I was thinking, God, they're going to hit this guy. And the jury came out with a question, because my guy they alleged he was a gang member. And this was 20 some odd years ago. They came back with a question: if we have a verdict, can we get an escort to our cars? So now I'm thinking, oh, this is not going to end well. So they come back with their verdict shortly after that. Not guilty across the board. And I never figured out who they were afraid of. So, yeah. But that one is the one that kind of put me on the map.
Okay.
And show you again how life is funny. Years later, I was going through old files back when I was doing some Detroit work when I first really started out. And I'm getting rid of files because after 20 years, you can dump them. Okay. And as I'm going through the files, one of the people that I represented was the victim of that murder that I had done that I just told you about.
No kidding.
And it really jarred me.
Man, I don't imagine.
Life is funny.
Yep.
Your turn.
Yeah, thank you.
You have to be quiet now. You have to be quiet now. Drink some water.
So, have you done like capital murder cases?
Yes. Michigan doesn't have a death penalty.
Right.
So, but I've done a number of double homicides.
Okay. How do you prepare differently when it's something like that versus not a murder trial? Like, I don't know what I'm saying. No. Like a different type of trial as opposed to like a homicide.
Yeah, you come with like a different type of, I'm sure you come with
like the style. What's the style and energy that you do? And I would say in a homicide trial, and then what's it like when it's non-violent?
like a larceny charge. Or
Yes.
something.
Larceny, possession of methamphetamine. something
Yes,
that's
yes.
nonviolent.
Mhm.
The biggest difference is the prep work.
Okay.
Yeah, the energy is going to be the same.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we do some conflict work for the public defender as well. And I pride myself on, if you see me at trial with the case I'm being paid by the county for, and you see me one that I'm being paid out of pocket, you can't tell the difference because the energy has to be the same.
Mhm.
But it's energy. The prep work for a homicide, for some armed robberies, those for criminal sexual conduct, heaven forbid, baby murders.
Oh, yeah.
Those are taxing. I think one, because of the weight that your client could go to prison and never get out. And two, the thing that you learn early is at the end of the day, whether you win or you lose, somebody's dead.
Mhm.
And we can't fix that.
Yeah.
A mother's child is gone. So
How do you navigate the risk of secondary trauma and burnout when you're dealing with very heavy cases like that?
my wife, God bless her soul, and she'll tell you this. I used to, when I would come home, I'd hit the door, I would hear one thing: Daddy, Daddy, and hear Marisha, River, Dominique, and little George. They're coming at me to either hug me or get their story in before Mama got to me.
Yeah.
And that was my release, was my babies. When things got really bad, my wife, at the end of that trial, I get home and the car is packed. We're going to Chicago. We're going to the Water World. We're going to take 3 or 4 days off with the kids. One memory stays with me. I was doing a case where it was a 2 or 3-year-old girl was a victim who looked like my baby girl, Dominique. And Dominique was the one that was always getting up at night wanting water or donuts or whatever. And I'm telling you,
Yeah, I love that.
She still does it.
Yeah.
Bless her heart. And I got to brag to you, sidetrack, she just got her MBA from Wayne State, my alma mater.
Congrats. Yes.
But I'm working in my office downstairs, and she comes behind me while I'm reviewing autopsy pictures.
Mhm.
And I just hear a little voice behind me. She says, Daddy, what's wrong with that little girl?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the reality hits you hard.
Yeah.
Something got your attention on that screen.
No. My cousin Tony Fagan said he's my guy. He helped me a lot.
Tony!
Yeah.
Tattoo Tony!
Yeah.
That's my guy.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
her cousin.
That's your cousin.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's good people.
Mhm.
That's my guy.
I don't want to discredit your father, so don't take it like that. But your father worked in automotive, guy of the union.
Sure.
You become a lawyer, so in America's idea, you stepped up a little bit. It sounds like your kids are following you and trying to one up you. So is the goal, what's the word? Not breaking, because you don't have trauma, but breaking family.
Transcending generations. Like,
I did that.
That's what
So,
I was trying to say. Yeah,
he's
that's what I was
asking
trying to say. Yeah.
if
I broke the
it's
cycle.
continuing.
I broke the cycle.
Yes.
So
I'm the only one of my brothers.
Heck yes.
Martin, Lawrence, John Jr., and Michael, my big brothers. They're right here. Trust me.
Yes,
They're with me. Yeah, I'm the one that went to college. I'm the one that moved forward. My baby, so far, I have 2 master's degrees and 4 bachelor's degrees.
Awesome.
So they're moving forward. I can't convince any of them to go to law school. They said, Dad, you work too hard, man.
We ain't trying to do that.
We're not doing that, But I think the baby may. She got her MBA 2 weeks ago at Wayne State. She's back in school to get her MS. So I'm kind of convinced her, you're just a heartbeat away from a law degree, kid. But she's got a hard head. I have no idea where she got that from.
No, that's wow. No, it's just cool to me. That's super freaking cool. What is your favorite part of being a defense attorney? And do you think it will translate well into being a good judge?
Favorite part of being, I think, is the interaction with people and the challenges.
Okay.
Because the law is a living thing.
Mhm.
It doesn't, if the law ever stops growing, we all die.
Mhm.
So it's like a great white shark. You have to keep moving.
Mhm.
Keeping up with that and applying it into the different issues you deal with every day. Every day, wow, you can get a half a dozen different issues thrown at you. And you have to be able to do this one and this one and this one and this one. Today, example, I dealt with felony FOC. I had to do a 7-day order on a custody matter. I had a drunk driving felony. I had, had several other things today
That's
as
a long
well.
day, yeah.
And I had 2 other, and I had a larceny with the AG. So it's been, but you're always moving from fact pattern, legal pattern to legal pattern. And the needs of your client change from case to case. And your clients are different people. And you have to respect the differences in persons. I can talk to her a certain type of way about her case, but not you.
Yeah,
Right.
So I have to identify who you are and how to express in the best possible way what I believe the best avenue is to move forward on your case.
Yes, sir.
I think I missed that. Being a judge is understanding that each and every individual has a right to be respected, has a right to the protection of the law. The law is not supposed to be a hammer. It's supposed to be a shield.
Yes.
Right? And there are some judges who use it as a hammer. They beat upon you, and they forget. So as a judge, I want to make sure that people are given the full protection of the law. That doesn't mean if you screw up, you don't have to pay.
Yeah.
But the prosecution's burden to prove it beyond a reasonable doubt is there.
Yep.
And the prosecutor respects that. That's what they want. You know, nobody wants anyone's rights to be trampled on. You know, so that's what I think it would help me most as a judge.
Heck yeah. Well, you got our vote anyways. So,
Thank you.
I mean, seriously,
appreciate
real quick. Sorry, I know I cut you off. Goosery, it is patting myself a little bit on the back, but also it's a question. So Goosery remembers me. I'm like, man, I've been in front of you 3 times. How the hell do you remember me, right? Jordan, I actually, surprisingly, I was in her court for like a year and a half, and she remembered me less. I don't really know how, but and then Hopkins remembers me like the back, like he just is. Do you remember everybody like that, or are there just some people that stick out?
Or is it like a barista where you remember their coffee order but not their name?
Yeah.
You know what? That's a good way to put that.
That is a good.
Because sometimes you remember the case, but not the person.
Gotcha.
And my kids always laugh because I'll speak to anybody else in there. You know who that is. I know the face.
Yeah.
You know, and I kind of remember part of it. If they talk to me, it comes back to me pretty quick. But after 30 years of doing this, I've done literally thousands of cases in Jackson. And I don't know how many trials.
Yeah.
So I don't quite have your vacuum talent to remember all the names, but I can fake it.
Gotcha. Right on. Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. Sorry, go ahead. I almost did it again.
I'm trying to remember my question.
Oh, okay.
So, I mean, I'm not familiar with a lot of the court systems, but we do watch a lot of like SVU. I know it's not the same thing, but when somebody's wrongly convicted on a smaller scale, not like New York City, boom. And then you find out later that they're wrongly convicted. How do we handle that in a small area like Jackson?
That's a great question. Because honestly, if you're wrongfully convicted, it's going to be probably addressed in the appellate court. There are so many stops along the way. If it gets beyond the judge who signs the initial warrant, and it gets beyond the district court who does the exam, and it overcomes motions your lawyer may file, and then it gets beyond the jury, and it gets beyond your motion after your post-judgment motion. It's been looked at by 3 or 4 judges, and and a jury. You don't get a lot of people who didn't do it.
Does it happen though?
Oh, I'm sure it does.
Okay.
I think it's terrifying. I think we're all afraid of that. And I think most judges who love the law will bend over backwards to make sure. That's why I said you got to get that full measure of justice. There's a maxim that we lawyers have. It says it is better that 100 guilty men go free than 1 innocent man be incarcerated. And we mean that. But the system's not perfect, so it does happen. But it usually wouldn't be fixed in the jurisdiction where it happened. It's usually an appellate issue.
Okay. Were you ever on a TV show?
I did a few pilots
Okay.
for a show that I wrote. And
Okay.
directed and starred in called Dwelling.
Awesome.
I'll send it to you.
Please
I
do.
will.
Please.
I will. It was a lot of fun.
Awesome. Second question, piggyback off of that, different. That day that John McBain jumped off the bench to clothesline that dude for
That's on court TV.
cam. Have you ever been on court cam or anything like that?
No.
Oh man, good for you.
Did you get to see any cool stuff that has happened on court cam?
Yeah, like in person. Were you there in McBain's
I
courtroom for
think
that?
John do a few things. John is a passionate jurist. Yeah, he's a passionate jurist.
Yeah.
And I say this about John, and because I think people don't really get John.
Mm-hmm.
If you really got a break coming, John's the guy you want to be in front of. He really is.
He just gave Katie's dad a really well deserved.
Yes.
Gave him a really well deserved break. He did.
John will give you one break. John will give you two breaks. Now, if you are that person who's just a screw up,
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I've seen that too.
he is the last person you want to be in front of.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
He was in a particularly good mood that day.
We've
And
seen both ends of him that same day.
that same day,
Yeah.
he was in a pretty good mood, and it was good. And then I got teary eyed. I don't even know the person, and I was like,
I've seen John do some things that were just like, man, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But we know as lawyers that if he comes out and he slams somebody hard, and like, can I adjourn mine today? I'll come back and fight another day.
Yeah, no kidding.
We remember these words. A good lawyer knows the law. A great lawyer knows the judge.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's why I got recovery court, I feel like. So we discussed that. He's gonna send that.
no.
Oh, how much of that sitcom script was pulled directly from real bizarre things that
All of
happened?
it.
All of it. No shit. Okay.
And
Like
you expand
inspired
on
by-
some things for the sake of humor.
Please.
But yeah, there are things that we see and hear sometimes, and we sit there and you go, Spielberg couldn't write this stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the human condition.
Yep.
The human condition is such that it is absolutely fascinating.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why a judge has got to be compassionate.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things I like to do if I'm blessed with a judgeship is you can't. Judges sometimes have a tendency to withdraw from the general public.
Mm-hmm.
No,
I agree.
I think you need to be out there a little bit.
Yep.
You need to listen to what people have to say. Listen to what their concerns are.
Mhm.
Now, sometimes you can't help the concern, but sometimes you can. Sometimes you can modify this and modify this, take their ideas a step further.
Yep.
The persons who can expand them. But you can't do that if you're in an ivory tower. So I like to be, if Jackson gives me an opportunity, to be that judge who's out there, who's at the meeting, maybe who's calling bingo, whatever,
Mhm.
but being a part of the greater community.
Yes, sir. I just realized something about you that I just put together. You're a showman. You're a damn good showman, from boxer to getting people, funeral home, getting them dressed up, to the courtroom, to the Lyons Den, to naked. You're just a showman, a damn good one. But
I'm just a kid from Hamtramck.
hey,
Do you do theater at all?
I've always wanted to do theater. I've written a few plays. I've written a number of poems,
cool.
but I just never got the opportunity to just trod the boards.
I just think it's interesting because back in the day when theater first started and it was in the theater carved into a hill,
Mhm.
all they could do was reenact tragedies.
Yes.
And that is where the thespian masks come from,
Yeah.
because they were getting sick of just reenacting tragedies and being upset. So then they had comedy and they'd switch the masks between this is funny, this is tragic. Do you think that that's like kind of representative to how you handle what you do and that's why you enjoy the showmanship?
That's a great question. Langston Hughes wrote a poem called "We Wear the Mask." And it was originally intended that African Americans wore the mask in front of their oppressors.
Okay.
But as I get older, I realize that no, we all wear masks,
Mhm.
just like you said. And we have to exchange them given whatever situation that we're in. So yeah, to your question, yes, we do wear masks. It is. And part of that mask, like you asked me earlier, was when you come home, you got to take it off. So that the people that love you, they really love you and put up with you. Like my wife, that's her heart, 30 years married to a lawyer, and she still loves me.
Yeah. Hey, congrats.
Amen. But we do, yes. Great question.
Yes, yeah. Curveball, then we'll go back to these other questions because I just learned this question and I really liked it. Yeah. If you had to be eaten by one animal, if an animal like, oh man, I'm going to die by being eaten alive, what animal would you choose to eat you?
Halle Berry.
We'll accept it.
That's all I can come up with.
Well, I made something big.
I made the joke. I said mealworms. Katie was like, dude, just like a whale. Just eat me like one bite.
One bite.
Yeah, just like get it done.
And then you can swim out.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm
alive.
It worked for Jonah.
Yeah.
And even if I couldn't, if I'm in the middle of the ocean and a whale happens to get me, I better have like a harpoon or a knife or something.
That's where did that question even? Where did you create? What were you drinking? When you wrote that question? My goodness.
Oh,
He's seen it on a video. I don't know if asked me. The mealworms is really
yeah. Some of my questions just come from stupid Facebook.
You know what we didn't ask? What was your favorite cereal growing up?
Thank you for catching that. I'd have been mad.
That's a good question. Cheerios.
Okay, Honey Nut or normal?
They didn't have Honey Nut. Oh, come on! I mean, I was the bus boy at the Last Supper. Come on, I've been around for a while.
All right, so this will be probably the only question that I will not say has no agenda, and then we will just ask questions about you becoming judge, and then we'll ask our wrap-up questions. So the only question that I wasn't comfortable, but whatever. What is the biggest flaw you currently see in the local judicial system around here?
I would like to see there be a treatment court and district court.
I like that.
Because they don't, I mean, there's one end that, because Judge Jordan does a great job. She took it over from Judge Nelson. But let's catch persons with those issues early before they become felons.
I agree.
And even a veterans recovery court and district court. I'd like to see that happen.
Damn, I like that a lot. I mean, really, Goose 3, you know, my history could have played out the exact same way, but that would be a nice court.
It would be.
Or even maybe the mental health court.
Well, they have that now.
I know.
Yeah, and it works.
I was just at that ceremony where he got that award.
And the perfect judge is Judge Jakey that does that. He's a very compassionate young man.
So my favorite question I asked, I don't know if you got to watch Hopkins' episode, but I asked him, I'll ask you the same question. When both of you guys win judge, what happens to the practice?
That's a good, we have kind of said, again, we're trying not to jinx it.
Okay.
We own the building.
Oh, okay. Rent it out.
Yep, so we rent it out. I mean, that would be like a fantastic problem to have.
Yeah.
But it's one that we'll probably either sell it or rent it out.
Gotcha.
Because it's a great building. Yeah. I would miss having my Lyons Den fireplace there, but c'est la vie.
Yeah. Yes, sir. What made you say I'm gonna run for judge?
It was time. It was time.
I agree.
It's at the end of my career, more or less. And you got to give back. You really have to give back. I'm not looking for a second career as a judge. That's not what I want. I'm not looking to pony up for 20, 30 years as a judge. But to give the time I have left to give to my community. And Jackson is my community.
I agree.
I love it. It's my home.
Yes, sir.
It's my baby's home. It's my grandkids' home now.
Yeah.
We have 3 babies, 3 grandbabies, and we have another one on the way, another grandson. That'll be 4 grandsons.
All sons?
All grandsons.
Hey, good for you.
Hats off to my son-in-law and my daughter. Bless their hearts. But it was time to think about doing that. And we had some bugaboos trying to get on the ballot before. But this time we took our time. We did everything we think the right way. We believe this time we're going to be on the ballot. And we're going to ask the people of Jackson to make Lyons their choice.
Yep.
You know, Jared and I were laughing, calling ourselves Ebony and Ivory.
Yep.
I was trying to say, well, who's who?
That's funny. I actually was talking to Justin. Me and him have become decent friends. Justin Counts, and but it was a good compliment. I mean, me and him were talking. It's like, and it was the ideal, in my opinion, best law practice. You know, like I gravitated towards Hopkins. I feel like for obvious reasons. Justin said he gravitated towards you for obvious reasons. I'm like, that was I don't know if you guys did it intentionally, but that was super smart. If it was, you know, that was
we just
smart.
have to be friends. He became a veteran on the, hey man, come work with me.
Heck yeah.
You know, and it's worked out. And he's a fabulous young lawyer.
Mhm.
He really is.
Yep.
Great guy. Don't tell him I said that.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Might go to his head.
Hey, Scout's honor.
Scout's
Scout's
Nobody out there tell Jared Hopkins. I'm giving him compliments. The two things that as long as it's not one. We're good.
You wouldn't be the first black judge in Jackson?
Yes.
You would be.
Yes.
Son of a bitch. We should vote for you just on that principle.
On principle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's like I tell people, you know, I want to make this very clear. Yes, I would be the first African American judge to sit in Jackson, but being African American doesn't make me a good judge.
Yes, sir.
My 30 years of practice makes me a good judge.
Yep.
The fact that I practiced in 16 different counties and 7 or 8 different states, I practiced in state and federal court in the East and Western District of Michigan, as well as the Western District of West Virginia. I practiced in Michigan, Ohio, Indiana, Wisconsin, California, Georgia, Southern California, and even, bless my heart, in Council Bluffs, Iowa. That was an interesting story. I've done everything from double, triple homicides to speeding tickets.
I forgot to ask Jared this. Sorry. How is it moving from state to state with the bar? I just didn't want to forget.
It's not that hard.
Oh, okay.
But different states are different. When I was in the federal court in West Virginia, you had to get a local sponsor. This wasn't very hard.
Oh, okay.
When I was down in Indiana, down in Goshen, Indiana, which is an interesting place, I got a story about that one. I got to tell you about going back to race. In Goshen, Indiana, you had to do the same thing. But in Ohio, no. California, I did. I was in Barstow, California. But it's called Pure and Pro Hoc Vitae, or visiting judge.
Oh, okay.
Let me tell you about Goshen. You asked me about race. I'm asking you about race. I had brought one of these 2-seater Cadillacs. They were out a couple of years ago. So I'm going to Goshen, Indiana, and the cop gets behind me. No problem. It's a nice car. It's a small town. Yeah. Gets behind me, running, and then he peels off. I go a few miles, and another cop gets behind me. Right? So by the time they get to the fourth cop getting behind me, I'm having a ball because I know what's going on. Yeah. So I get to the courthouse, and the judge asked me, well, how you like, our little town? So, love this place. I feel so safe. Yeah. I said, really, why is that? Because I always got one of your cops sitting right behind me the whole way. Yeah. The judge, to his benefit, he got on the phone and he read them the riot act.
No shit.
Yeah. But that's my Goshen, Indiana story.
Man.
Yeah. And similar things happen out in Council Bluffs that were more lighthearted. It happens.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. No, you're right. You'll be a good choice because you're a good choice. Yep.
And Nebraska.
And I think the robes will look good on you.
I look good in black. And yellow and orange.
No, you would look good in robe, man. Damn, that's just impressive to me. That's a lot of friggin' states.
Yeah.
That's wow. What was your favorite state to practice in?
Michigan.
No.
Jackson, Michigan.
Right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
We're pretty cool.
Pretty cool. And here's the really cool thing is people ask you, but how does a Jackson lawyer wind up in all those places? Come on, Jackson's people.
Yeah.
Or their family and friends who got in trouble.
Yeah.
But in Georgia and Lincoln, Nebraska, I almost got into an airplane crash outside of Lincoln, Nebraska. And Council Bluffs, where you can buy the best beef in the world at the airport.
Awesome. A couple more questions before our wrap-up questions, and then I'll ask you to sign our table. How does campaigning look for you? Like what's that going to look like?
We're getting that together now. You know, we won't have a primary because it's just myself and the co-use.
Okay.
As with Jared, there's just 2 in that race, so there'll be no primary for his as well.
Oh, okay.
We're going to go directly to the November election. We'll probably start cranking up toward the end of June.
Okay.
I'm an old-fashioned guy. Of course, we're going to prayerfully have a really good internet footprint. Can have to nowadays.
Yeah.
But I'm an old fart. I think I said that once before. That's 2 farts in one show. And I believe you got to go out there and meet people. I want to knock on as many doors as I can and meet people, shake hands, listen to them.
Yes, sir.
What are your concerns? Ask me questions. Look me in the face. I'm going to look you in your eye. You look me in mine, and make a determination whether you think I am qualified to sit on the bench. But I've been probably only here since 1999.
Nice.
And I ain't going nowhere.
Yes, sir. We take a yard sign. I know my neighbor would too.
Okay.
So just a heads up. And also we know a guy who does cheap yard signs and good. So just keep that in mind.
Are they unionized?
No, he's just a buddy of mine. Just,
Sole
sole proprietor. Yeah, he's just a dude that bought a printer. He makes all my cards,
I like
stickers.
Does he do T-shirts?
Yep, he does everything.
Let's talk.
Yep, that's like he made my. Oh, I'm not wearing it. He made my. he made my.
Yeah,
prisoner.
yeah, I
no,
was looking at
that's
that.
not it. But no, he made my. I'll give you a sticker and some of my cards.
Appreciate it.
Yeah.
I think may I ask your viewers a question?
Yeah, of course.
I want ideas on a logo for my T-shirt. Lyons, Lyons, for 12th District Judge. And let me know.
Right on.
Please, you can find me on the Lyons Den on Facebook. That's my plug.
Okay, I got a question.
Yeah.
Was the name intentional?
The name?
The Lyons Den?
No.
Okay.
She
I thought it was
has been
double
on this.
entendre.
She has been on
Yeah.
this for since.
And I've had people ask me, why would you name yourself after, that's my name. You know?
I know that.
And Lyons Den is such an easy thing to put together, but it becomes an entendre, and it just by sheer circumstance. But no, it really wasn't intended to be that initially.
I just had to ask.
And my daughter actually had a Lyons Den. She was doing down in Detroit, and I stole it from her.
Okay.
Yeah, but she still loves me.
I don't know how to ask questions to a guy running for judge, like a mayor. It's, hey man, what's the first thing you're going to do in office? Well, I guess what's the first thing you're going to do in chair? I don't know if that correlates.
Probably a justice of it.
So it's fitting.
It's I can't tell you. I think you have to make the people that are going to be working with you. I hate that working for you, because you're all public servants.
Yeah.
Let them know that you're there to support them as much as they support you, and just get about the business of serving the people of Jackson. It's as complicated and as simple as that. Serving the people of Jackson. And hold me to this if I'm blessed with a victory. That I get my tush out there at least once a month or so and interact with the greater community.
Yes, sir.
I think that's so important.
When a judge leaves or retires, do they get to keep their gavel? You get your own gavel?
Yeah,
when you
because
go?
they don't give you a gavel. The gavel, you have to kind of supply your own gavel.
Really?
Yeah,
That's interesting.
isn't it?
Yeah, that kind of is. They can't even give you a friggin'.
What about I always forget what it's called. What about the little pad you hit?
The gavel pad?
But it's,
I think
it's the set, right? Like
Right.
you can't just hit the.
we made them in wood shop back in high school back in the day. Now I'm dating myself. You probably never had wood shop, did you?
No.
There was a class before me or 2 classes before me that had home ec, so I'm upset about
I
that.
went to home ec. That's where the food and the girls were.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't you go to home ec if you're a guy?
I just wanted to eat some
you.
pasta or cake at school.
Hell, I was a guy, me and my cousin, an undergrad, we went in there doing an exercise class and they thought we were crazy. The girls out here, are you nuts? I'm sorry, yes.
That's great. Goostrey's court officer was at his band, and I just thought that was super cool. Like,
Okay.
so you saying that they work with you, not for you. I feel like he exemplifies that. So my question to you is: do you get to choose who works with you, or do you
I
get?
think to a certain degree, yes.
Okay.
And just to take a step back, Daniel Goostree probably has the perfect judicial temperament for a judge. He does. And again, don't tell him I said that.
Hey, he'd actually probably watching this. If you watching Hopkins, he's probably watching this.
Probably watch me going, okay, he said this.
Yeah, he'll have to remember that.
He said that. But he does have the perfect judicial temperament. He really does. He never goes too high, too low. Yep. And he's always fair. He's fair. He's fair.
Yep.
Yeah.
Man, I really hope you win. I mean, I really do, Mr. Lyons.
I appreciate that.
Is there anything that we didn't get to? Is there anything that when I invited you on, you wanted to share it and we didn't get a chance to talk about it?
No, I think the thing that I'm going to use a plug. Are you yawning? Am I boring you?
No.
I get up and do a little soft shit.
It's my ears. My ears need pop, so I have to yawn.
Okay. I'm watching you now. You know?
I get pressure in my face.
I understand. To your viewers, I want you guys to let me know when you're having any type of event or community function, whatever. I want to be there. I want to meet you. I want to listen to you. I want to listen to you. I don't want to be anyone's choice but your choice, not the governor's choice, your choice. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Jackson's more than able to choose whom they want to represent them on the bench.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Man, I met you in passing and I met you here or there and shook your hand and I'm glad I got to know you. Thank you for coming on. Thank you. Seriously.
Maybe I can get you on the Lyons Den.
I would love that.
Okay, but I got to get you both on the Lyons Den.
Yeah, now it's a +1, man. Maybe it was 2 years ago still, Mr. Lyons.
No, I got to get you both on the Lyons Den. We'll have some fun.
Man, no, it's funny.
And I'll let you talk.
I don't know. When it comes to talking about ourselves, I think he's a little better at that than me.
Yeah.
Most of the guys are. We can't help it.
No, man. This is seriously phenomenal. This has been great. Then my wrap-up questions are all the same between every guest. Actually, I only have one now. Yeah. What is your definition of success?
Success is going to bed every night knowing that you've done the best you can do to help as many people as you can.
Yes, sir. Actually, I will add one more wrap-up question to take it away from her.
Is it my legacy one?
Yes, exactly. What does legacy mean to you?
Because he stole that from me.
Yeah.
I'll answer your question. Are you asking me what is legacy or what would I like my legacy to be?
However you take it, but what would you like people to remember you for? I guess
I like my legacy to be one of equity and fairness and compassion. I never want to be known as that hard judge or that judge doesn't like me. Mm-hmm. Or that judge doesn't like women or doesn't like minorities or doesn't like short people.
Yeah.
No. I want the guy that comes in front of me to say, you know what? Maybe I didn't get what I wanted, but he listened to me. He respected my opinion and he let me vent. And that's really, because we don't want people out here resolving matters in their driveway and hurting each other. We want them to have a full-throated opportunity to be heard and to be respected and to be given the full benefit of the law. So my legacy prayerfully would be the listening, compassion, and equity.
Yes, sir. I feel like it would be wrong of me not to ask you this. Sorry. I asked John Wilson, Derek Dobies, Christy Mae Davis. We asked every mayoral candidate.
How do you say that?
Mayoral.
Anyways, mayoral. So we asked all the mayoral candidates this question, but I feel like it would be dumb not to ask you. You are prominent in the community. I'm gonna quit stroking your ego.
Too late.
Yeah, that good. And I'm back. How do we fix gun violence in Jackson? Or what is your take on that question? I've gotten some feedback in a bad way, me asking the question, so I've just tried to open that up to everybody.
It's a fair question. I don't know that a judge can have a big impact. My belief is, and remember, I try to live strike that. Mm-hmm. I live a faith-based life.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm.
I grew up in America, mm-hmm. where the church had a really strong impact on our day-to-day lives. Where we took prayer out of church and we kind of took God out, prayer out of schools rather, and took God out of our everyday lives. We kind of gave up control of our youth.
I agree.
I think it's up to the churches and the adults to rein in our children, take those phones from them, spend time with them, give them a book to read, and take them to church on Sunday.
Yes, sir.
And I think that's the way we start to address not just guns, but violence, illiteracy, and teenage pregnancy. It all begins with our relationship with ourselves and our God, in my humble opinion.
Yes, sir. No, we wanted that. So, well, your opinion. But yeah, thank you for that. Thank you.
It's her turn.
Yeah, it's your turn. Okay.
Oh,
geez, don't make this on me.
Gonna be quiet. Let her ask the question. You go to your room.
Yes.
If you now met younger you, at any point, whatever comes to mind when I say younger you, would you get along with him, and vice versa? Would he get along with you now?
Oh, that cocky son of a bitch. Oh, that arrogant though. My son is me so much. Oh, I was a cocky little guy. I would tell him to shut up and listen.
Yes, sir.
I would tell him what my dad told me. You got 2 eyes and 2 ears on one mouth, so you look twice as long, listen twice as hard before you speak once.
Yes, sir.
And I would hammer that into him, like I hammer that into little George, who's bigger than me, by the way.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
If you had one word to describe your entire journey, from where you started to where you will end up, what is that one word? It has to be a real word. Cannot be hyphenated or something like that.
Faith.
Okay.
Heck yes.
Faith.
Man, this was great, Mr. Lyons. Seriously,
I've
was
enjoyed
great.
this.
Also, how are the Lions going to do this year?
Yeah, we
I'm so glad you got it, because this is the year.
Yes, sir.
Although I thought that the year that our boy broke his leg, it seems like our entire defense was just got banged up so bad, and we still won 14 games.
Yeah.
But we just at the end we were spent.
We were so close. Like last year?
Year before.
Year before.
Well, in last year, but year
Last
before,
year,
really.
Well,
Right there.
but we lost, Ben Johnson.
Mm-hmm.
That really hurt us. But you know what was the best part of last year? Was whipping the Bears twice. Oh, that was better than bad sex. I mean, come on, I shouldn't have said that. But
No, that's great. That's true. Man, Mr. Lyons, there's one thing I feel like, at least I can't speak for the whole public, but man, people looking at you from the outside, you're cool. You are, man, we call me and her were on court one day or something, and
It was Zoom. Yeah.
dude, the reason I love you so much, really, I see you lean off the camera, hit your face. Oh, you're like,
And
lean
then
back
I
up.
looked into the camera and you said,
It hurts. Like, I wonder if you know this camera's
I
on.
remember that.
And I love it. I was like, but that's, I feel like people like that, man. I don't feel like it's a disservice.
I'm just a person.
Yeah.
he said, he's raping.
That was very cold, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
it's funny, and I don't know if you'll remember this, so we didn't know our sound was on.
Oh my.
And we do this thing talking about SVU where we're like, we are watching court. And so we're in court and we're both like, we are in court now. And the lady monitoring it is like, please mute yourself. And we're like, oh, she can
That's
hear
for
us.
us. Yeah, that was meant for us. Man.
That is funny. The joys of Zooming.
Yeah.
Zoom had a problem at one time because Zoom was never intended to be used the way it is being used. They had to go in and restructure the whole server
Mhm.
because COVID, they were using COVID, it was like times 20 what they had been originally put together to actually accommodate.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Never intended to do what it does now, but I love it. And I would use it more in my courtroom.
Yeah.
I want people, I don't want you missing work to come to court about a speeding ticket.
Yeah.
Tell your boss, can I have an extra hour for lunch? Get on Zoom and let's take care of it.
Yeah.
Not have you take off work, miss a whole day of work, or blow through a vacation day
Mhm.
to come and do that. That makes no sense.
Yes, sir.
Mhm.
That's one of the things that I would insist on doing. You got to respect that man has to buy gas and
Yeah.
food and eggs and take care of his family.
Mhm.
I love that. Heck yeah. Mr. Lyons, thank you. Seriously, thank
Yes,
you.
thank you very
We will
much.
cut off we'll cut off the cameras, and we sign our table.
I got one question.
Yes, sir.
There's some way you can send me a link to my Facebook so I can post this
Yes, sir. I got you.
Yes.
Yep.
to the Lions Den. I love you madly.
All right. Thanks for
Hold on,
watching.
hold on.
Oh,
Vote George D. Lyons for 12th District Court. I love you. God bless you. God bless Jackson, Michigan.
thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
All right.